You are now listening to the Peter and Jake Talks Wrasslin podcast, a weekly review of Monday Night Raw and other wrestling-related topics. And here's your hosts, Peter Day and Jake Grandi.
Boot 'em up, send the truck.
Turn the bass up.
Hello, boys and girls. You are now listening, if you're on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Podbean, and any other RSS podcast, whatever that you can get your hands on, or this is streaming through that we don't really know about.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And watching it if you're on YouTube or Pornhub. Speaking of which, that's crazy. There's some crazy shit going on right now.
Wait, you put us up on Pornhub?
No, I didn't put us on Pornhub.
Oh.
But X-Hamster won't show in North Carolina.
Oh yeah, I saw that because of the trans laws.
Yeah, the anti LGBT shit, and I love X-Hamster.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm not. There's other porn sites, thank God, and
they might fall in line.
I'm not very familiar with the rule.
Yeah, I mean that's like, in terms of porn, that's like 80% of my consumption right there. I mean they got a lot of different stuff, so it's like. That's
well, is this going to get you to go out to the polls just like X-Hamster would want you to do?
Well, to the stripper polls. Well, sorry for that one, but yeah, man, that's pretty nuts. Or YouTube, Peter and Jake Talks Wrasslin, not pornography, episode 87. I think this is 87. I'm going to say 87. 87.
87. Let's go. I was thinking 89 before you said something, but now...
Nah, we haven't done 88 yet.
We haven't done 88?
Yeah, the Crazy Eights. It'll be Crazy Eights.
No.
Next week is Crazy Eights. I would remember 88. But okay. 87 is a good year. I was 10 years old.
Well, yeah, I wasn't born yet.
You weren't born?
1989.
89, wow.
Oh, yeah. That's a weird year. You're not a 90s baby, but you remember everything from 90s. But if you say you're an 80s kid, it doesn't really work.
You don't remember shit from the 90s.
I remember pro wrestling. I remember basketball. I remember cartoons and shit. PlayStation. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking today about that with somebody.
About what?
Like Crash Bandicoot, the old PlayStation 1.
That's still that's still like a brand, right?
I don't have a PS4 or anything. I stopped at PS2 and kind of have an Xbox One, but don't really play much games on it.
But like he's still popular. Crash Bandicoot.
I think they're bringing him back. So because I saw like a little advertisement that said that.
Yeah, wasn't he like the Mario Brothers of like?
They were trying to make him that. Yeah, they even had like a Crash Bandicoot kart game and everything like that, which I like playing that more than I think the regular games. But yeah,
don't you watch your mouth?
No, not more than Mario Kart, more than the Crash Bandicoot game, like the adventure game.
Oh, okay.
No.
Because I don't even play video games now, and I'm uberly protective over like
Mario
Nintendo.
Mario Kart's a shit.
Okay, I could play that. That's like the only game I can actually, between that and say fight games, any fight game, Tekken or Street Fighter, and basketball games. That's the only thing I'm really interested in playing. And I can't remember the last time I had joysticks in my hand.
I hear you. I'm a Tetris guy. I play Tetris a lot.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
So you like stacking? You like stacking them blocks?
I remember 2 years ago at the Snowpocalypse, I got 1,181 lines. And if you can beat that, let me know. I've never heard of anyone getting better than that.
Was it like the South Park episode with the Guitar Hero when they finally got like cajillion points? It just said you're gay. Did it tell you like as soon as you hit that moment, it's like you are gay?
No. I actually don't remember. It might have. I remember I walked to the Sheetz, which is a gas station.
Come on, man.
But anyways, I walked. Sheetz.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I got like 340s. Walked back.
You had to tell people what Sheetz is.
Well, Sheetz is only from like Maryland to Georgia. It's not out there.
Sheetz is here.
Sheetz is here, but Sheetz isn't out there.
Oh, because you're white, and maybe it's like, I went to the Sheetz. Maybe they're thinking to a Klans meeting or something.
Maybe.
You never know around these here parts.
But yeah, I got 340s, and then I woke up the next day, and my Facebook profile was changed to a picture of me in my bathroom, and 1,181 lines completed on Tetris.
Yeah, that sounds like a good night for most people.
Oh, yeah.
And lines, well, we're not talking Tetris. We're talking that other shit. We're talking like
a Scarface line.
Yeah.
I hear you. Well, we've had a big week, I would say.
Yes, a crazy mixed up week. A crazy mixed up week that I'm actually. What's the word I want to say? I'm conflicted.
You're conflicted.
I'm conflicted because as a continuation of like last week's episode, like that ran forever. I mean, it was like 2.5 hours. That's why I was able to upload it the next day because it took forever to fucking condense. But I want to be hopeful about all this stuff because we've been here before. Yeah. Like, something as simple as how awesome the Nexus thing was, when that debuted and then what that shit show became. And what they're doing now with this new roster and stuff. But before we get into that,
yeah, we got maybe some news and things.
News? We got some best and worst.
Yeah, best and worst. I might
forfeit.
No, I'm trying to think. Do you have a go-to best and worst?
I have a. I guess my best. What I would think that's the thing about best and worst coming into this show.
Well, I think there might be an elephant in the room here. The NXT show happened on Thursday, so it just
makes
it just makes it in this week. We went to the NXT house show.
No, you went and then I went, and we happened to meet up there. We didn't go together. You had the gall to take Alexa, but you didn't even invite me.
When I first mentioned it, you said I'm going. That's the first thing you said, and then you said I'm going with Terrence. So you told me right away. I had 4 tickets.
Well, you didn't ask me before. You had your tickets before you asked me. You had your tickets before I even knew. I didn't know you had the tickets.
I had the tickets. I mentioned it to you, and the first thing you said was, "I'm going with Terrence." So there, I figured you were good, and we were both there. We were both in attendance.
No, I'm just trying to. I'm still heated that you didn't take me to that last wrestling show.
Oh,
well, I'm still gonna hold that over your head.
Well, Ring of Honor's having a pay-per-view in that same building.
Ring of Honor, man.
Well, that's the wrestling show.
But what the shit they're going through right now is pretty fucked up. I mean, they're. I don't like talking about it. The next and only time I want to talk about TNA is giving its obituary.
Oh, well, this is Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor.
You said TNA?
Man, for some reason I heard TNA.
Yeah, TNA was in this building that the NXT show was in, but let's go, I'm going to say that's my best, is the NXT show. We got to see Nakamura tag with Finn Balor.
Got to see Ava Marie, man. I got to see Ava Marie, dog.
It was nuts. I think Nakamura is definitely first show in the Southeast, region.
Concord. In the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. So, yes, he's wrestled in New York, Chicago, Dallas, Toronto, places like that. But this was America's America. This was the name of the heartland.
The name of the fucking place was called Carrabba's. It was called the Carrabba's Center.
Which was only because it was on the street. Carrabba's. So
it was BFE, man. It was BFE.
It was right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, which is North Carolina's biggest city, but it was way outside of North Carolina, in Concord, which is on the other side of the city next to Charlotte. But it was a great show.
Great turnout.
Great turnout. Yeah, there was not only the floor was packed, and then it had stands and everything, which I would say more people were at that show than would be at the Full Sail Arena every week, for sure.
Surprisingly. And everyone's in a great mood. So many cool wrestling shirts. I was wearing my Eva Marie shirt, and I was getting a lot of heat from that. That was pretty cool. But Jake didn't want to sit with me and Terrence.
Weren't you guys on the floor?
No, we weren't on the floor. We were actually in front where the I guess that would be the balcony that was face forward to it. Because we were sitting in one spot, and they were like, man, fuck this. This is this dude behind us that was a total buzzkill.
What was he doing?
He was just being contrarian. He was just everything. It was any and everything was just contrarian.
Yeah, you'll get that at a wrestling show. American Alpha had a really good match against Dash and Dawson, just like they always do. I would say that was that, and Austin Aries wrestled La Sombra, which I can't remember his name in NXT, but that was really good.
Oh, you talk about wait a minute. His name was Ricardo? Something Ricardo? Yeah. That dude was awesome.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out. His name was Roberto. Roberto something.
Yeah, but NXT was great live. If you have a chance to go, I know they're going to the Northwest after this, so definitely check that out. So that's my best. What's your best?
I'll say this one thing.
What's up?
That No Way Jose guy, he all right.
He's from North Carolina?
Yeah, he's a Carolina boy. But like the thing that's over the most about him is that goddamn music. That's some of the best. That's some of the best. That's gotta be the best. Whenever he shows up, man, and you're live doing his No Way Jose.
Yeah.
That shit goes hard.
And it fits. He's a former like ballroom dancer champion.
Oh my god, it's like the best theme song live I've ever heard in my fucking life. Like I love Harlem Heat and I love Jericho, but man, this made Trump. It goes so hard. I don't know how big his fucking career will be. You know, I don't want him to be gold dust, you know, like Stardust, where his music's doper than him. You know, but like, oh my god, you just want to hear No Way Jose. But I would say my best would be, I'm gonna get a plug in. My best for this week was actually the podcast that I recorded, Peter Talks Wrestling with Terrence. We recorded a podcast on the walk there. I mentioned you, by the way, as a hater.
A hater?
A hater. Hate HTTR.
On what?
On the conversation we had last week.
Oh.
The heated discussion we had last week. But, and so check it out. It's called Peter Talks Wrestling with Terrence at T.O. Polk. Check that out. It was a fun time. We were laughing, and it was like, you know, it was like a little ride along, what have you. Worst is what's happening in North Carolina right now with the HB2, House Bill 2, the anti-LGBT we talked about earlier. But this weekend, Bruce Springsteen was supposed to have a concert here, and he pulled out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he pulled the fuck out.
Wow.
Everyone's pulling out. Everyone's getting out of here, and they actually executed the law. Like, I think they're not. Who's ever in charge is like, hey, we
gotta have Bruce Springsteen here.
We're not. No. Like, this is staying. Fuck this repeal shit. And they're for the best, in the best interest of like the protecting of people or what have you. But they're idiots. So when Bruce Springsteen got out, all I could think about is the little guy. I'm thinking about your dad, you know, because it's not like they're on salary. Those people don't work full time.
Oh yeah, my dad works for event staff at the Coliseum.
Yeah, and he missed out on some money. The vendors missed out on some money. The tourists, everyone in the city of Greensboro took a real big hit because that was a big tourist attraction for us. That's what the Coliseum's for, tourism.
Sure.
And the people who don't get that money, that hurts them. Now I understand taking a stand against things, but if you're going to be if you want to hit people, don't hit the little guy.
Yeah,
you know, don't hit the people who work like we do from check to check.
You're saying you'd rather have him show up and maybe make a speech about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I completely agree. Use your voice positively and bring the entertainment. You know.
Yeah, and he's Bruce Springsteen. He was a breaching contract. So he had to pay all that money back and probably pay more, but that that actually did more favors to the Coliseum than it did to the people either working within or around it. Another worst is the murder of Will Smith. He not Will Smith like Fresh Prince Will Smith, but he was a football player. He played for the New Orleans Saints. He's been there basically his entire life, his entire career. He's 34 years old. It was a fender bender that turned violent. The guy shot him up, and
damn,
he's dead. And it sucks because, you know, and I'll say this on top of the gun laws, you know, like I don't think guns are the problem. I think it's the people that are the problem. And for this guy to have used this moment within like a little fender bender or like some road rage to kill an unarmed guy and shoot his wife, I think it's insane. Will Smith was a respected person in the New Orleans community, and you know, something as simple as someone maybe payback or maybe like revenge or like something as simple. And he waited for the cops too. It's sorry to bring this down to a bummer, but it's just we want to appreciate the good guys, man. We want people that are good to live, and regardless of how you feel about gun violence or how you feel about sports or what have you, when someone loses their life, you have to understand that they're either someone's brother, someone's sister, someone's mother, someone's father. You know what I'm saying? Someone's best friend. So my condolences to the Smith family, and I hope his wife gets better real soon. So that's my worst, and it gets no worse than that shit, man, because as big a sports fan I am, I would hate that to happen to, you know, anyone that I root for, let alone someone that's close and dear to me.
For sure, I hear that. Yeah, I guess my worst is maybe on the same theme. We've had like a lot of shitty wrestling deaths. Grandfather Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt, Blackjack Mulligan, and then today Balls Mahoney took a bad fall. If you didn't hear, ECW
Took his flash bump, man.
Yeah, bump card. Yeah, very very fitting, but it's very sad. It's nuts because Blackjack Mulligan, you heard his health, and he was kind of like an older wrestler. But Balls Mahoney, even though you kind of heard about his health as well, it's just kind of died too young. I think he was 38.
Yeah, he was really young. He's my age, yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. That's crazy. But yeah, that's my negative. But let's go into like some positive stuff. WWE just had some new signings.
Ham and Eggers.
Yeah, Mikey Nichols and Shane Haste. They're from Australia. Big stars in Noah. They're a really good tag team, I think. So I don't know what they're going to do in WWE, but it starts today. They got signed. And there's a few others, but not a lot of people with pro wrestling backgrounds. So those would be the two of note, I would say, that you might know. And also, Invasion Attack happened, the New Japan show. It was the first big show, our second big show without like Nakamura, AJ Styles, the Bullet Club, and everything. So that was pretty interesting, but they did a lot. They had a lot of new title changes. Roppongi Vice beat Ricochet and Matt Sydal.
Yeah, how do you feel about them?
Roppongi Vice?
Yeah, you like them?
I like Rocky Romero. Trent Beretta, I could take or leave. But
I love Trent Beretta. That guy's a freak of nature.
He's just kind of bland to me.
Rocky's like a joke. It's kind of hard to take him serious.
He's one of the best wrestlers in the world.
I know that. That's crazy.
But he's youngest guy to ever be in the wrestle a Tokyo Dome match. He's gone to CMLL, jumped to AAA. He's a big star in Mexico, big star in Japan. He just put out a rap album. Like, he's an insane worker. So I like him a lot. And then we also had the Gorilla Dynasty, the Gorillas of Dynasty, the Tommy Tonga's new group. Part of the Bullet Club, won the tag titles, so they're switching things up. And also, IWGP new champion, Naito.
My boy!
Yeah, Los Ingobernables, really full-on heel here. Tripping Okada, Bushi tripping Okada, taking out Red Shoes. At one point, Okada went for a Rainmaker, and Naito put Red Shoes in the way, knocking him out.
Oh no! Yeah. You don't put your fucking hands on Red Shoes.
He whooped his
like
ass.
You, Naito, but I'm gonna come whoop your punk ass now.
He beat him. He beat up Red Shoes during the match. He beat up Gato during the match, and then after the match, they all jumped Okada. Sonata from TNA fame, if you didn't know, went to New Japan, and now he's a part of that group.
Evil?
No.
Oh,
Sonata.
Sonata, okay.
Yeah. So you have Evil, you have Bushi, and now you have Sonata. So I like this team a lot.
And they're hella over. Like,
because you have this crowd in Tokyo is definitely pro Naito, and plus you have like guys who were big in Mexico, guys who went to America, and now all back in Japan. I think it's really fitting. It shows that like they just like in America, you have a lot of guys from Japan now coming over making waves like AJ Styles, and we'll get to others later.
But what's so great about that, though, is like they're so dangerous. I mean, it's this element of like terror when they're around. They're fucking everyone up. They're fucking up the cameraman. They're fucking up. And Naito, like, he goes after the commentators, like, literally, like, rip, like, for, was it Wrestle Kingdom? No, it wasn't Wrestle Kingdom. It was one of those where he just basically, like, tried to rip his shirt off of his body.
Oh, yeah. I think that was Wrestle Kingdom.
My God, like, so, and I've been cheering for Naito for a while because, like, he was in this weird place, man. And
yeah, former G1 winner, but never won the title.
Yeah, and because they were more focused on Tanahashi and Nakamura and Okada. And I felt like this guy, he doesn't have that look. But this guy's amazing. Why don't they give him a rub? And, like, I think when we were talking about them, I said, man, them guys, you better do something. I was saying do something with that guy soon before his shit fizzles out. It was a prime time, so they finally gave him. I mean, I love that character. I love the nonchalant, just like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm going to fuck everything up around me. I love that I love that character, man.
After he won, he just threw the belt up in the air and let it fall. Didn't even take it out. So that kind of just like, I mean, in Japan that's a big fucking deal. I mean, in America that would be a big deal too, but like Japan, the respect thing, it seemed like it was more over there. And I think this just shows that New Japan's moving on forward. Like they Nakamura and AJ leaving definitely created a big power vacuum, and I think that's for this new faction. That's like, Bullet Club was like more tough and badass, but this is like they say, like evil, like
the terror. There's pure terror and unpredictability, and that's like that's how Wyatt's getting over right now with that same.
Yeah,
sort of shit.
I would say I definitely agree. So like and it looks like the Bullet Club are kind of splitting up. You have like different like factions now within the Bullet Club. You have like the Elite, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks, and then you have God or the Guerrillas of Destiny with Tommy Tonga's new group, still calling themselves Bullet Club. I can see that turning because I think AJ and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson were really like the glue that held like those two pieces all together, and with them gone, I can see it kind of disbanding into those groups. But Ishii came out and stared down Naito at one point before he attacked Red Shoes after the match. So it looks like that's where they're going with Ishii and Naito, which I can't wait for that match. That match is going to be
but
definitely a clash of styles, but I think it's going to be pretty
who's going
good.
over. Naito's going over on Ishii.
Sure.
Yeah, he's a vet. He's like, to me, Ishii is going to become like the Mark Henry of New Japan. Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. Like he's going to be that guy, that big guy. He's a good guy. But Chibata, we're waiting for Chibata. I'm waiting for Chibata and Naito. I'm telling you,
The Never title versus the
that will be that, because I see Chibata as like this. He's like this warrior of fairness. I see him as this sort of. He's a Superboy.
Yeah.
And I see him being like, fuck you, man. You're a bully. I'm a bully, bust your ass, right? You think you just walk around and tear shit up? I'm gonna bust your shit. So fuck the titles. Let's do this man to man. And I see that happening. And it's gonna be probably one of the greatest things that ever happened to that promotion. 2 new big stars, and it's gonna be like real heat. And you can't ask for that. Chibata is in that position where he's gonna be that guy. And then Naito is creating this, like, he's like, I mean, he could be an overlord over the fucking, you know what I'm saying? With
sure.
Evil and all those guys. And I don't know. It looks like things are going to get real exciting even after such a big loss of talent.
I think it's going to get exciting, especially because of that. I wanted to see what was going to happen. Like, it was called the Big Three, like Tanahashi, Nakamura, Okada. You knew those were the only 3 to have the top. I mean, and AJ Styles was like a 4th. Those were like the only guys who really were in that top position. Then it was like everybody else. Once you move 2 of those guys up, there's got to have to fill that up, and they filled it up with a faction, which is going to help all of them get over. And then it looks like, Ishii's going to step up maybe, and maybe Tanahashi with his injuries and everything is going to fall back to a tag role with Michael Elgin. They've been teaming up a lot.
And why the hell did...
And also...
you take something like this to go into WWE, everyone gets hurt, everyone gets fucked up, and like, we get to the road to WrestleMania, and it was kind of all like, let's just get through this shit, right?
Yeah.
And we get what we got. I mean, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying, like, it wasn't... You take the pieces you have, you make the best of them. They didn't make the best of them. These guys over here, they lose their biggest stars. Like, their biggest stars. And, like, John Cena, Randy Orton, yeah, but they're going to come back, right? They just got hurt. These dudes said, all right, pack it up, I'm out of here. And they still are able to give you an exciting product.
Sure.
Ain't that amazing?
It is amazing. Also, to add on to that, there was a debut, Will Ospreay from the UK, who wrestled in PWG, wrestled on TNA once. Like, he isn't signed yet, but Okada brought him over. It was like kind of part of the story that Okada sees this guy like really highly, and he wrestled Kushida for the junior title, IWGP junior title.
Who won?
Kushida won.
Okay.
And it was really, really good match. And then Kushida cut a promo saying like he's looking for another opponent. He doesn't know where to look. And then Liger, the legend, comes out. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be Kushida versus Liger, Ishii versus Naito.
Is this going to be taken serious?
Yeah, I would say you need to watch some old Liger matches. Liger.
No. I'm talking about today now. Right now, he's a comic. He's a comic guy now.
I think he's the 6-man champion of the world as far as nowadays, but I think people still remember him as who he was as he was the first match ever on Monday Night Nitro against Brian Pillman.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. So I mean, this guy's the man.
But he's still but he's old.
I think they're going to be interested in it, but I don't think anyone's realistically thinking the title's going to change hands unless he's retiring and they have to do some kind of ceremony.
How about realistically taking it serious? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. The guy's a legend, but he's a hand for specialty matches and nothing to really take serious. Like when he Maria Kanellis and all that type shit.
Sure,
He's like the old pervy man, and he comes over. Okay, he came over to NXT, and that was something interesting. But nevertheless, Kushida is someone I want to take serious, and that'd be like it. Even though I get it, it'd be like like Stardust or something.
Well, Stardust wrestles for the U.S. title and things. So it's like he does have legendary status with this particular title, but it has fallen down to a mid-card level title since him and guys like Prince Devitt have had it. So I think this is. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with this nice mid-level feud. Just to
okay. I just worry about Kushida,
especially since Matt Sydal and Ricochet aren't have the tag titles anymore. You got Will Ospreay coming in and out now, so you can make a real nice light heavyweight division here.
Okay, all right. That's what's up. Do you think this is the last hurrah
for Liger?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
is he never? He's gonna die.
I think he might be a lifer. He's coming to New York to wrestle Jeff Hardy. I saw on PW Insider today. So he's wrestling.
How old is he? Like what?
He was a big star in 1994. So that was the '94 J Cup had guys
That's 30 years ago.
Yeah, 22 years ago. So if he was around the 20s then, he's got to be at least mid-40s.
Mid-40s, my ass. He's got to be at least almost 60.
I mean, we had. He
was already a grown man.
I said at least. So if he was 25, 22 years ago, he'd be 47. I mean, at the least.
Yeah. But, no, I'm gonna. We'll
have to look.
We'll have to look later.
But this is the year that we had, Triple H as the WWE champion at 46 and everything like that.
I still see that as a title in abeyance. I don't see him. I cannot take that fucking title reign seriously. I can't. He wasn't showcased as the champion. He was showcased as this guy with the belt.
Yeah, kind of like a Nana and a Boo Boo to Roman Reigns, more or less.
Yeah. And that was the 15th, right? 15th?
The 15th. Oh, yeah, he's catching Flair. He's
right there with Cena.
Yeah, I think Cena and him are probably going to pass Flair, which, I mean...
No.
Whatever.
Triple H can never be the champion again. I'm sorry.
I didn't think it was going to happen this time, man. I'm not going to...
I knew it.
Yeah.
We all knew it. I predicted this shit.
Well, once I saw the way they were booking the Rumble, yeah, but I'm talking about if you would have asked me a month from that point that we saw it, I would have never guessed. But Raw was really good this week, I thought. What did you think?
Raw was surreal.
Yeah.
It was a surreal show. It's kind of hard to believe that just a year ago, and we're talking about this, right? And I'm thinking, yeah, Vince is not going to show his hand and sort of give in to the idea of this new wrestling. He doesn't give a shit about the wrestling. He cares about the characters. He cares about the money. He doesn't care about the wrestling. That's why it's called WWE. If he can get rid of at least that first W, that second W, just call it he would do it. So we fast forward a year later, and we got fucking Cesaro versus Kevin Owens, and we got oh my god, we got AJ Styles versus
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn
for the number one contender.
Are you
shot.
serious?
Yeah, these are all number one contender title matches.
You cannot be serious.
Yeah, not throwaway matches. I thought this Raw was I mean really good. Yeah,
it's 51.
51. Okay, wow, that's up there. I think Liger picked the right look. That it ages well covering.
What a full body suit?
Yeah, a full body suit with a mask. I mean, you can go up there. I think not even the hair is nowadays. No,
Well, that's the reason why most people wear the mask in Mexico.
Yeah.
Because they're ageless. They're timeless people.
Sure,
timeless. So just as timeless. If only Undertaker could have started wearing a fucking mask. He could still be not considered the old guy. But yeah, I enjoyed this show so fucking much. But let me ask you this: you think this is a shoot? What they're doing right now, or you think it's a work?
I think they still have a lot of guys injured, and I think this is like the people are going to react and they're going to make news using these guys. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm holding out hope that they're going to run with it. I think maybe. My positive side says maybe they learned from Daniel Bryan, maybe they learned from a CM Punk to help these guys out. My negative side says they're just holding their placeholders. As soon as Randy Orton comes back, he's going to RKO 4 of them, and then maybe wrestle one of them.
Big Show's going to choke slam.
Yeah, wrestle one of them on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So I'm just I'm going to take it week by week and hope for the best.
I think this is a total work. This is a total work, man. I don't see this. I don't see this lasting for too long. But it's that Pandora's box, man. It's a Pandora's box, Vince, that you're opening. That's going to be hard to close because you got people out there that watch UFC. They love that UFC is so big because not only they have the stories from the actual people, real people that they follow through the UFC show, and they can invest and and sort of mix and match and have fanship for. But we're talking about fighting. We're talking about guys with fighting spirit. And when you see Kevin Owens jump fucking through the air and do one of the best fucking frog splashes on the planet. This super heavyweight, this heavy guy with all this super athleticism doing these incredible feats. That's something that people are gonna love to see and tune in and see. When they hear I'm not saying the people's not into it. I'm saying that the company is no, NXT is to slow these motherfuckers down. That's what developmental is. We're supposed to see what Roman Reigns is doing. Punches, kicks, clotheslines, and look pretty. We're not supposed to see no fucking Hurricane Ranas and all that shit and fucking brain busters and fucking topes. What are you doing? That's not supposed to be Raw. It's supposed to be Randy Orton, 5 moves of doom, John Cena. That's what WWE is. So people are yo, they doing some crazy shit on Raw. Let's tune in, and then it all of a sudden goes back to the status quo.
Yeah. And
they're going to do themselves more damage. So be wary.
Maybe. I mean, we get Shane McMahon coming out right at the beginning and saying he's, since Twitter and everything responded to him so well last week, he's going to do it again this week.
That's dumb. I hated that.
Yeah.
It made no sense because...
Well, yeah, once you have the I would say the stipulation at Mania where if Taker loses, he retires, and if Shane wins, he wins the company, and then you have Undertaker win, and then you bring out Shane, that shows you that your biggest show of the year didn't even hold up for 24 hours.
Yeah, nothing held up for 24 hours in that thing. But
so,
I wasn't even going there with it. I was just saying in general, we know what it is. We know what it is. Pops gave him the company for a short stint. When he got into the car, he's hey, I'm jumping ship. I'm not going to be on this ship as it sinks. It's going to be temporary. He didn't say next week. So when they go, this overwhelming social media support, it's what? No, it wasn't. It was in the game plan. He's supposed to be running Raw for a while, and then when Vince come back, that's when so I was why are you telling this story? That's not the story that you began this with. He was going to run it temporarily, not just last week, or they would have said, hey, this is your one-time deal. You can actually do this, But Vince made it clear. This is temporary, but meaning indefinite. So I was just why are you telling people this? Fuck the overwhelming groundswell support social media. You don't give a shit about what we have to say. This
is true. But he said, he's coming back tonight, and there's going to be AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn. And then if Zayn wins, AJ gets, it's going to be a 3-way with Zayn, AJ, and Roman at Payback. But if AJ wins, it's just going to be AJ and Roman because Zayn got screwed over by Kevin Owens, and that's last week. And that's when Kevin Owens comes out, and he says he needs a rematch for the IC title because he never lost. He didn't instate his rematch clause from when he lost at Mania, and that's when he says, "Well, you're going to have a number one contender shot with Cesaro, who comes out with the 007 video game."
Yeah, so that was brand new. So he didn't come out last week with that.
He came out. No, he came out and ripped the
No, I'm talking about with the
suit off. Yeah,
with the 007.
Yeah, I had never seen it. It might have happened on SmackDown.
No, it didn't. I was like, did I just not see that the first time when he came back? But this is so we're in this together here.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. It was I loved it, but it doesn't. I mean, I think it makes him look a little goofy. I mean,
I don't think it makes him goofy, as I think it's a gimmick on top of a gimmick. He's the Swiss Superman. It's something I was talking about on Peter's Raw Recap. He's a Swiss Superman, but they're making him into this 007 figure. And I go, okay, you got to make up your mind which gimmick you're going to run with here. I'm not a big fan of the Chippendales. I think that's kind of corny. The Chippendales snatch off the suit kind of thing.
Sure.
I don't like it at all. I mean, but if it gets him over, it gets him over. But I think they need to pull back on the Swiss Superman thing, and if they want to keep Superman with Roman Reigns, that's great. Two things that stand out about this that I wanted to. So one of my biggest peeves about the Authority coming out and opening shows is that they started doing these variety shows. They come out, it's well, we got this going on and we have that coming up.
Sure.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And just because it's Shane don't mean it's going to change my opinion on it. Get away from that presentation of here's what you're going to get tonight, guys. I hate it. Let's let the shit happen organically. Or unless they do that now, just tell the people hey, the casuals or what have you, to stick around. We got some good shit for you. But either way, I just don't like it. So if I don't like Stephanie and Triple H doing it, I don't like Shane O'Mac doing it at all. And I like the idea that he said, fuck your rematch clause. I'm tired of the rematch clause. I'll be honest. I'm tired, sick and tired of the rematch clause. So if he's in a situation right now to sort of make the sort of that rematch clause sort of disappear, I'm all for it. That's because it's all right, it's not like you're going to win the fucker back. They never really win it back.
No, that's true.
Because the rematch clause never happens on pay-per-views. It always happens on free TV, and titles never change hands, almost next to never. The U.S. belt never changed. We went through an entire season of a tease of a title change just for the U.S. belt.
Well, we did have the IC title last week. But
that's one in a
that's
billion.
Rare, that's true.
Yeah, super million weird. So, that made me happy. Let's get rid of the Authority. Let's get rid of the fucking we lead later on the whole triple threat thing. I was so relieved at the main event ending, and the rematch clause. Get rid of that and have it so it means something, because it means nothing, because titles never change hands. We just watch a match again we've already seen twice.
Yeah. I mean, that's I see where you're going with that. But with that said, the Kevin Owens Cesaro match I thought it was really good. Pretty, I mean, sloppy at times, but I thought it was really good, especially to kick off Raw and everything. Cesaro with an amazing drop kick. I want to say textbook drop kick. Can't think of a I can. I mean, Okada does a good one. I would say Jason Jordan in NXT does a good one. But this one right here, I would put on par with both of those gentlemen.
But he's master. He's a master. He knows how to do it all. It's
yeah.
Because I'd be oh man, his drop kicks textbook, his uppercuts textbook, his suplexes textbook. He should be.
It needs to be noted, though. It needs to be noted. Cesaro is probably one of the best wrestlers in the world. And this match was great. I mean, the drop kick was nice. We already mentioned the what was it called? The bullfrog splash.
I call it the hog splash.
Yeah, it was awesome. Him flying through the air like that.
Yeah, I mean, what those guys did, and the story that Cesaro told with his body, even going into the big swing and his elbow giving out on him.
Yeah, really working the shoulder
and working the midsection,
the in shoulder,
and the midsection for he grabbed both after he dropped him. He was oh man, I'm beat. I just got busted up, And that was cool. And that sharpshooter, too, was textbook. When he reversed that fucking sharpshooter, that was gorgeous.
Yeah.
I bet somewhere, fucking Bret Hart was just like, he had the Michael Jordan face, the crying Jordan face.
Sure.
That shit was beautiful, guys. So, I mean, so much good wrestling over the past 2 weeks. You talk about that Nakamura and Sami Zayn match. This match is damn near on par to that shit, man. Honestly.
I don't know. There was it was some sloppiness. Like the pop-up powerbomb counter was supposed to be a Hurricane Rana, but ended up just dropping Cesaro on his head. I think that added to the match, but it was like, yeah, it was a little off. But then he just pops back up, hits his finisher, and Cesaro, number one contender for Miz's IC title.
Who were in the back watching the show. Miz and Maurice is like gold to me.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
Right in the middle of the match when he went to break, something that stood out to me, it really caught me off guard. There was a fucking Titus O'Neil commercial. I don't know if you watched it live or what have you, but like right there in the middle, because I stream it from USA, so they don't show the regular commercials. They show the WWE stuff.
Yeah.
And then they show like USA stuff. And there's like Titus O'Neil like, hey guys, come to Orlando and hang out with my family. So I'm like, I think he has like one more week left on his suspension. And I just thought like that was the last thing I expected to see. So maybe he's back on the roster. Maybe, I don't know. But
he's supposed to be coming back after Mania. But you mentioned Miz and Maurice. I thought that segment was hilarious too, where he like had to do take after take and everything like that. Not drinking the water and everything.
And the M&Ms, which is a take on who was it?
I think it's Mariah Carey, right?
I think it was Van Halen.
Oh yeah,
he doesn't like brown M&Ms. He doesn't like brown M&Ms, so it was a take on that. And I think I'm pretty sure Michael Jackson only liked green M&Ms.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
So it was a play on
that. But
that.
this is also one of this podcast's biggest heated debate. Remember the Miz versus Cesaro match that happened, and now it's for the IC title. This is
wait. What are we talking about?
We had a big debate one week when.
It was a great show. No, it was a great turnout, and you wouldn't give Miz any credit.
No, I said he did all right for his position, but in terms of in ring, Cesaro runs around him. It's true.
But I wasn't saying he was better. I was just saying, like, even now,
yeah, like, I wasn't either.
Miz is probably one of the most unsung wrestlers ever. Most unsung. The guy gets natural heel heat. The guy's been at it for a while. He can tell a story in the ring. He can do his damn thing.
Sure, but Cesaro is like leagues better, and that's what I was saying.
But I'm not saying he's better.
No, but that's what I was saying. And you kept saying like, no, Miz is on point. Miz is right there with it. It's not true.
During that match, no. I didn't say on point. I didn't say I'm not matching.
But he got his ass kicked that match. Like the Miz, yeah, you can fall down all the time, but it's Cesaro throwing you around. It's Cesaro doing all these flashy moves. I would say that match we gotta have to watch it, but Payback. You guys got to watch it.
It's gonna be a sleeper. It's gonna show
guy,
up.
The Miz, my guy Cesaro.
No,
but, I mean he kind of likes Cesaro. I kind of like the Miz.
Actually, I love Cesaro and I love the Miz. Miz, you and your wrestling elitism is gonna hate on the Miz because he doesn't follow your code.
The Miz is good.
Wrestling.
No, the Miz is good, but the Cesaro is definitely on another level.
But who? Is it anything out of my mouth saying that I'm making any kind of comparisons to the Miz?
I'm just going back to the pre-argument, and I was just saying during that match, Cesaro definitely was the general in the ring, ran the show, and you're saying that it was level that match,
yes.
And I'm saying no. I'm saying much like, Miz is good for what he does, but Cesaro is good for what he does, and what he does is way better. There's only one Cesaro. Miz can't do what he does. Cesaro can do what Miz does.
It's like you're saying all these things are the things that I'm not saying at all.
No, I'm not saying that. That's just my point alone.
And speaking of alone, we can leave that alone.
Okay.
And we're going to move on. Now, okay. In steps Dr. Phil. Now, overall performance. Now, when we found out that he was actually going to be on the show, it was, I don't know, maybe we had the, like, collective eye rolls to the idea that he was going to show up. But, like, the overall performance, because he was his focus, because I was thinking, is he going to come out and do something zany? He came out as Dr. Phil, and he focused on the relationship between the Flairs. And he was getting on Charlotte to sort of stand on her own 2 feet. Something that I've been talking about for quite some time. Great, we get the Ric Flair rub, but at some point she's going to have to stand on her own, and that's something he was addressing. And at the end, him and Flair have a woo off. Like he out-woos Flair.
He did. He totally did.
Oh, that was so great. But even in the next, when he's out there in the commentary calling the match, it's almost like he knew the product.
I think
he knows the product.
I mean, he might be a fan. I mean, he was there in L.A. And I thought it was hilarious because here's a guy who's supposed to break down real life relationships. So he's gonna say something very philosophical and makes sense as if it was real. And I think obviously wrestling, it's a performance, but it's good to bring someone in like that, especially with these larger than life personalities like Charlotte and Ric Flair, to have someone just kind of explain to them like a real psychologist would problems in their personality, as if they would take it as a real person would, maybe I should work on that. It helped. I think it helped their character, and it definitely is the best use of Dr. Phil on a wrestling show I can think of.
Well, it didn't seem contrived and forced, though. Him coming in, it almost just seemed he knew the product, especially when him and Flair went back and forth. They didn't have him step out of bounds. They didn't have him doing something silly. They had him being himself, and I think the approach in his performance is that he had a background in the actual product. You get people who can give a fuck about a product. They go out there and just do what was scripted. They get a little hot spot, and then they get a check and they go home. I think he went in like Jon Stewart. He knew the product. And I'm gonna say this: he over delivered. He
for sure.
I would have never thought in a million years that a Dr. Phil fucking Oprah product is going to come to the WWE, and I was going to actually enjoy it and be like, yo, I would like to talk to Dr. Phil more about the wrestling product.
Maybe, yeah. What did you think of the match that Shane booked with Natty and Charlotte when Phil was out there on ringside?
The first thing I think is man, you can't help yourself. You can't help yourself. We just saw these girls. at Payback. No, sorry, at a Roadblock.
Roadblock, yeah. And they wrestled in NXT as well.
Her stepping up to the plate because all the women walked out. I mean, but breaking kayfabe, Sasha Banks is injured. You heard about that, right?
No.
Yeah, she's injured. I think it's a foot injury she got during WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But she finished. And kudos to her for still going at it. They're pairing off Becky Lynch with someone else. With Emma, and so it's the next person in line, and I think someone who should be out there wrestling, because even with the whole Kelly era of it, she was she was a wrestler, and she was I can't wrestle now because, and they were getting shot down the card, her and Beth Phoenix,
Yeah, sure.
To Beth to losing to the Bellas, losing to the Bellas and to Kelly.
Sure, yeah. It was kind of it was. I'm glad we're past that.
And she's in her element.
Dark cloud of women's wrestling that was 2010 WWE.
Yeah. So I
like these girls wrestling, and I think this match did a great job pushing to the pay-per-view with Natty was about to have Charlotte tap. Rick pulls the ref out.
And she taps!
Yeah, she taps. There was a great shot here, great camera work. And then so Natty still wins, but she wins by a DQ, so Charlotte still keeps the title, which is the wrestling psychology there. That's great work, and I think they're going to have an even better match on the pay-per-view. And this is just a little simple thing they can do, and having Dr. Phil out there, I think it was a great segment.
Something we didn't speak about from the jump, and I think it's worth noting. And I noted this almost right at the beginning of Peter's Raw recap. After every Raw live, Peter's Raw recap. Tune in to this station. The LA crowd was amazing. It was pretty refreshing to see a crowd. I mean, outside of the heat they gave to Roman Reigns, I think they were given a great product and they responded accordingly. That crowd during the Owen-Cesaro match, it was hot and it was great. They got a good show and they responded. Heat here, fucking booze there. I thought it was great. But the crowd was the hottest during this match. When she missed that fucking flip,
yeah,
that crowd lost it, and she got put in that sharpshooter. That was, I don't care. You could look at the matches, even the main event match. That crowd at that moment, I'd never heard a crowd so hot for a women's match in my life. Yeah. It was almost like when Roman Reigns was spearing Brock Lesnar, kind of heat. Like, sure. Motherfuckers was screaming, and I was like, this is so amazing. This is what Natty's always wanted. This is her element. And yeah, I give Charlotte shit, but she did a great job this match. Everyone did well. Ric Flair, even the ref, everyone did great. And I would say this is a crowning achievement. This is definitely a crowning achievement for women's wrestling, that match itself. Just overall, the storytelling, the crowd reactions, the physicality in the ring, the way that it ended, the involvement with the ref, and Ric Flair. You couldn't ask for a better match. Sure. And Dr. Phil on the outside giving commentary. I was highly impressed by this.
Yeah, I liked it too. And yeah, it all. I think. I mean, I want to see where it goes, but it looks like it's obviously going to do a payback title match. I can totally see that.
But the build to it, how long until payback? 2 weeks?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I'll look.
Okay. And then we had Shane and KO in the back, Kevin Owens in the back. Pretty much Shane kicks Kevin Owens out the building to ensure that Sami Zayn can have a fair contest tonight against AJ Styles. Nothing really to it, just kind of a nice little thing to kind of build, I would say, this big matchup you have.
Yeah, you guys to get the fuck out of here. Hey, yeah. I'm your boss. You better watch your fucking mouth. And you're going to what? You're going to get the fucks to stepping, motherfucker. That's exactly what that was. That was a coming to Jesus moment. Like, who the fuck you think you talking to, son? You're going to threaten who? Get your shit. I was waiting for him to say that. Like, he's like, pack your bags, get the fuck out my arena. Which is even funnier too, because whenever you get that spot where someone's getting thrown out, they end up somehow back in the arena, and causing the match. The next shot was like him getting escorted out. Yeah. Like, nah, dog, we're making sure we're not gonna have any kind of mysterious hubbub, like whatever. You got to go. Yeah. So he's getting walked out. So it ensures definitely that he is not going to return, which I thought was like a good touch to the story.
Yeah, it's a way to build this match without having the two the competitors in the match on the screen at all. So that just shows you that it's like a whole world they're dealing with and everything. And I think it was a good use of Shane as well. But then I guess continuing on, the New Day comes out and they introduce. This is one of my favorite parts of the show. I'm going to say my favorite part of the show, the introduction of the number one contenders tag tournament, sponsored by Bootios. Oh. And they had these brackets laid out. It was hilarious looking brackets with like rainbows and stuff behind them. But it looks like a pretty nice tournament. I love tournaments in wrestling. I think it's a great way to make every match matter and build to something just organically without having to put too much behind it.
The return of the tag team. Yeah, but this isn't Murder's Row though.
There's a lot of like, you can definitely tell who's moving on to the second round,
and at the same time,
there's only 3 rounds.
You're out of storylines per se for the New Day. I mean, right now they're over because people like to see motherfuckers shuck and jive. I still people like. But they're still over. It's like, well, because they're shucking and jiving. They are at this point. They weren't when they first did it, but now their shit is just so... I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it because I just feel like it's the substance of the New Day has left, and they're nothing more but gyrating and wearing dumb stuff, and I don't know. I just can't get into it. But like, they've run through everyone, and they don't have much of anything to do right now but to wait for the number one contender, and they have to build a new story, which I appreciate them doing. Yeah. With the Dudley Boys, with Kaz and Enzo, with the Colognes. It's time to build new stories.
I would say just like taking NXT, they pushed
villains.
Yeah, they pushed the women's division, and then they brought in the Dusty Cup Classic or whatever.
The Dusty Cup.
Yeah. So I think they're definitely taking that blueprint. They pushed the women's division to where now you can have Natty and Charlotte, and you can also have Emma and Becky, and then even like a tag match with Bree and Fox, or you could probably have 3 women's matches on a show and no one would really notice, which is good. This is pushing the product, and I think now they're pushing the tag teams, introducing new fresh faces and everything, and I think this is a great way to do it, and it's a great way to create a division because you're going to have all these controversies spilling out of all these matches. They're going to mean something.
But here's the thing: that was not too long ago. I would say, right at the beginning of the Authority storyline. I mean, the tag team division was looking dope, and then it just went pew.
Well, I think Tyson Kidd got hurt. I think that was probably.
Oh, stop it!
That's what happened. Once Kidd and Cesaro left, New Day really had no one to really work with, and everyone kind of
they booked everyone to crap. They booked everyone to crap.
I think having the New Day and having Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, that's like 2 of the best tag teams wrestling each other. That was going to build the division, I think.
But Rowan and Harper,
sure,
right? The primetime players,
sure,
right? They brought up the Ascension. They made those guys look like a joke right off the bat, but nevertheless.
And then you had like the Los Matadores.
Los Matadores. I mean,
yeah,
but you had the Lucha Dragons that come up by then. And
no,
but that Elimination Chambers match.
Did they come up after Mania? I don't know.
Yeah, for that Elimination Chambers, they were in there. But, like, it was looking good. I'm not saying it was perfect.
Yeah,
but it was looking really good. And then you could see who were going to be the stars coming out of this stuff. But then nothing came of it at all. It went straight to shit. So
if you look at the timeline, I'm telling you, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro leaving that definitely put it there. Because then everyone had to just lose to the New Day instead of having a complete division, which I think is ultimately what's going to happen here. But I think it makes for good storylines. Like we had.
So by the way, it's May 1st.
May 1st.
So how many weeks away is that?
I'm not sure. Today's the 13th.
Today's the 13th. I'm gonna pull up it right here. So compelling podcasting here, buddy. Yeah. So 2 weeks. So
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And I think they're going to have the final.
Well, three weeks from now, but
they're going to have the final first round matches on SmackDown this week. Probably have the second round matches on Raw, and there you go, building to.
Who do you see in the final?
I think it's going to be. Let's see. Well, the Dudleys and the Usos.
Yeah.
Because I think the Dudleys are going to do something. I think Enzo and Cass are moving on. I think Vaudevillains are moving on. And then I think the Vaudevillains are probably going to lose to the Usos, probably straight up.
Oh, man. And then that's crazy.
And then I think they're going to have the Dudleys maybe do some underhanded things to take out Enzo and Cass. Then Enzo and Cass do something to move the Usos up.
I think I see the Vaudevillains in the final against the Usos, and they're gonna.
Well, the Vaudevillains and the Usos would not be in the finals; they would be in the second.
I mean, sorry, they're gonna be the Vaudevillains, and it would be the Dudleys.
Either that or
Kaz and Enzo.
The winner of Enzo and Kaz versus I forgot who they're the Ascension.
I think. Oh man, this is so wild for me to even say this, but I think they're gonna push. They're going to give them an early push. They're going to give the Vaudevillains an early push.
They're going to say Vaudevillains?
Yeah, I think they're going to give them an early push.
Maybe. Well, we'll get to it. But what did you think of the Lucha Dragons versus the Dudleys coming back from commercial break before the match even gets going?
I know, right?
Kalisto comes flying over the rope,
and he goes down in flames.
Yeah, injury Angle. I was kind of Angle. I was weary of it.
Shoot.
Yeah, they keep showing it over and over again, which is a dead giveaway that it's a part of the show. No one getting hurt is going to be shown over and over again. They had multiple refs on them, and then I read today that it was a part of the show. But I don't know why they would do that, but it just left Sin Cara for himself, got 3D'd, and that was kind of the match. That was that. And then Enzo and Kaz come out, cut another good promo, I would say. The LA crowd definitely knew what they were doing. Short match, kind of a dead giveaway what was going to happen right at the early going.
Yeah, and then they went back and forth. The Dudleys was bitching about how you don't show we're the reason why you're here. We're the reason why any of y'all are here. So you show respect. Like basically the same shit they were shooting to the Usos. Mm-hmm. And I'm not someone who's gonna be like, oh my God, Kaz and Enzo are so great. They're this, they're that. I still think the game plan is to have Kaz be a contender moving forward. He fits the mold. The big long hair guy, like a big guy, like he's a Vince guy. He's a Vince guy, and I see Enzo moving on, but they got to put each other over. Have you listened to the Stone Cold podcast with them talking?
I did.
Wasn't it great?
It was good.
It was really good. The guys understand the idea of being a tag team. I mean, the way they were breaking down, like how they were, it's all about the hot tag. We're a hot tag team. They understand what they're doing, which makes me even sadder when they split them up, you know, because it's like I see like a tag team like this. I want them to last. I want them to be a tag team. I want them always to be homies. But would you be up to watching them feud?
I mean, maybe way down the line. I think, like you said, they definitely understand what it's like to be a tag team. I think they have a great tag team dynamic. Most of Raw and SmackDown matches just build to a hot tag. And I think you have the sympathetic, ridiculous-looking, crazy person with, Enzo can get beat up, then make the hot tag, big cast, big boots everywhere. It's kind of like having Ricky Morton and Kevin Nash on the same team. I think it's great. I think the dynamic they have is great, like the short, loud mouth, and then the guy who can really go. I don't think you can. I don't think you can teach that.
That's you know what, that was good. You know what? That was good, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was good. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
that was really good.
I think the Dudleys and their feud is going to be really good too, because Bubba Ray really good on the mic, and the Dudleys definitely know how to hide maybe weaknesses of like green talent, and I think what they are is kind of old, and I think Enzo and Cass can use their youthful smack talk to kind of play them, and then they can kind of help everyone.
They're
out.
over. They come out.
Over.
When they sing their song, the crowd is on it. And I was thinking, LA was on it. LA was on it.
I can totally see something like the Dudleys screw them out of the tournament, and then they kind of screw the Dudleys out of the tournament, and that's like maybe a secondary feud in the tag division.
You know what I see with the WWE though, and as much as I like to think that like this, I'm crazy for thinking this could even happen because of one half of the New Age Outlaws being in the doghouse.
Not Road Dogg, though.
No, not Road Dogg. But, I can almost see if things are being, like, refreshed and redone up, and if I wanted to really give them the rub, and you see the passing of the torch, why not? Why not Shane O'Mac go down to old Mr. Ass, right? and work things out. Him and Triple H go work things out. And they just say, hey, we got one last job for you guys. Get these kids over. They come out, they do their song, and then they come out and Kaz and Izzo do their song.
I can see that being a great segment on
the heat from that will be so amazing. It'd be like the young boys, like I can see like the old, like, Rick the Sign guy up front next to like the Brock Lesnar guy, like the two generations of, say, wrestling, and like, it's like old dudes against the new cats, and like Jordan versus Steph Curry kind of shit, And I think that would be such a brilliant thing to do. And I'm crazy for even thinking it, but if it happens, if you watch the show, it happens. Your boy.
There was another...
and you can't teach that either, son.
There's another tag tournament match on the show, too. The Usos versus Slater and Axel from Social Outcast.
We're going to skip that part? We're going to talk about that in the main event slot?
Would you want to talk about the main event, like, all together?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, cool.
All right.
And then, Bo Dallas and Adam Rose at ringside. A really, really quick match. Usos win handedly. Advancing to the second round. But the real story here is, I think, after the match. If you haven't heard already, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson come out, attack the Usos. They mentioned that they were over in Japan. Nothing really to the attack. A small detail I really liked is how they threw him into the corner of the barricade. I haven't seen that done in a while, if I'd ever. So, I mean, it's kind of interesting to see a new aspect to something as simple as this, like, kind of attack. And then a light Bullet Club chant and everything.
It was cool. But I'm telling you guys, you're setting yourself up for disaster. All you fans, all you Bullet Club fans are setting yourselves up for some major disappointment. Spoiler alert!
I'm going to stir the pot a little bit on this argument here. AJ Styles facing Roman Reigns at the pay-per-view. Who did they attack? Roman Reigns' cousins here, the Usos.
Don't think too much into this, bro.
It's set up perfect. You can do Bullet Club versus Shield.
Dude, I'm telling you, the WWE can give a flying fuck about a pre-made storyline. They're gonna come with their storyline. They're gonna take what this is and they're gonna do it their way. So any and all this alignment, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Bullet Club, Balor Club, Bulletproof, what have you, it's gonna exist, but it's gonna exist in the way that the WWE is gonna fucking serve it up to you. So I'm telling you, just brace yourself to be disappointed because I would have much rather waited for the arrival of Doc and Carl, but they are in the tag team tournament.
No,
they are. They're going to be put in it.
Maybe unless they say like no,
they're in it. They're in it now.
No, the brackets that I saw today were not like unless they make a story about the Usos not being able to continue or anything. And I think that's why they held off on having them come out last week is because they knew about the tournament, and this is a good way to keep them strong without having to lose in the tournament.
I'm pretty sure they're in the tournament. I think they're in the tournament, but I don't see them going far.
But they announced the brackets prior to their arrival.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, then maybe I'm tripping. I thought I heard something to say they were in the tournament. But nevertheless, I would have much rather waited and have them actually cost somebody a match. Like, it's one thing to come out and debut. The first thing I thought was outsiders, like...
Yeah, sure.
But I was disappointed in the fact that they blew their load on... I would say something insignificant. Like when you come in, you make an impact, you change, you create change within the storyline. Them just coming out, it really wasn't as much of a splash as impact that I
it didn't seem that over in the arena. I think a lot of the matches that happened that night where it got more of a pop. And there was something to it where it was missing a little something.
And it was in a bad spot. I like to think that it was also in a bad spot. It wasn't in a spot that was... Along this time, it was a short, quick work. It was like Diva's bathroom break time.
That might be true.
So
yeah, I can't put my finger on it, but there was something missing. It might have been Diva's bathroom break time, but there's just something. I think I'm totally with you there. It wasn't what I would want to see in this return, but like it was just them kind of attacking the Usos. Maybe people were expecting a little more, but I mean we'll see. But it is set up kind of right there, like the groundwork. Maybe. But before that match, we had Reigns. He came out. He said that like I guess moniker, that catchphrase that I'm saying, where he's not a good guy, he's not a bad guy, he's the guy. That's set up for Rusev and the rest of League of Nations to come out and say, "Well, I'm not a guy, I'm a man." And Rusev cut this hilarious promo, not really saying much.
He's great.
Yeah, not really saying much of anything, but just cutting a promo. But then they booked a match, or they came to the ring. Roman wanted to face them all, and then the Wyatts come out. The Wyatts help Reigns, which everyone's like, that's kind of strange. What's going on here? They really haven't explained why the Wyatts are attacking League of Nations.
I know why they're attacking them. I know why. Because they're awesome. Because this is just a moment where we just go like, you know what? Fuck this.
Yeah.
You think you're bad? We're bad. And the WWE has finally come to the realization that these guys are baby faces.
Yeah.
From last week to this week. And my God, was it baby face heat that they get today. I mean, and it's almost as if like backstage, they were like, "Look, guys, we're sorry. Over the past 3 years, we're sorry. We're sorry for all of this stuff. How can we make this right? It's like, just make us badasses, man. We go out there, just kick ass. People, we're over. Firefly. You see the Fireflies, man? When I come out, you hear the people go, "They got the whole world." That's not stuff saying that I'm hated. That's stuff saying like, go, go, go. When he beat fucking Dean Ambrose, he was more over than Ambrose. The white meat baby face fucking crazy man that they were trying to put over.
Definitely more over than Reigns during their feud this year with the
the guy's a badass.
Sure.
He doesn't need a storyline. He's a cult leader. Obviously, he wants to cater to the crowd to win their acceptance. To get him.
Yeah.
The average cult leader isn't someone who's an asshole.
Yeah.
He's a master manipulator. He's someone who's supposed to be liked. So you to drink the Kool-Aid.
It kind of works, yeah, and it kind of works better if you make him face than to have him say, like, I got you guys. You guys were a part of it. And then, yeah, Shane McMahon books this tag match where it's Bray and Roman versus two members of the League of Nations. Unfortunately, not the great promo Rusev cut didn't get him in the match. It was Sheamus versus with Alberto Del Rio with Rusev on ringside. But when Bray came out, he didn't have any of his compadres with him, kind of telegraphing, I think, that they were gonna have to come out.
Well, fighting spirit.
Yeah.
The guy, he's showcasing a fighting spirit. He went out by himself. Hey, if I was just to do like a quick point,
Sure.
the Roman Reign heat is not going to get any better. It's not going to get any lighter. I thought actually the LA crowd was going to dip on the boos. No, dog. I think the boos, they wouldn't even let him talk. The boos were worse than the Raw after WrestleMania. The boos were worse. So I don't see this stuff. Again, that guy crap, I'm waiting for it to get on some sort of shirt.
Yeah.
It's a bad move. I think it's a bad to have him come out there saying over and over. I think it's a good idea of a shtick, but having him come out there saying over and over, it doesn't do him any favors. Now you're gonna get like right now he's getting kind of X-Pot heat, but he's gonna get triple X-Pot heat to where it's like nah, shut it down. Like this is dumb.
Yeah, he was definitely getting a lukewarm reaction, and Bray was definitely getting cheered for this babyface team.
Yeah, well, during the match was awesome. For Bray, but like, and then I love how the league had to remind us that they kicked out Bray Wyatt. I mean, Barrett. They kicked him out. And then that weird moment when the Wyatts came out for the save, and okay, before Shane McMahon came out, Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns was walking towards each other.
Yeah.
What did you think was going to happen? Like,
I was like, I hope we don't get this feud again because they wrestled so long. They wrestled for months with a kind of convoluted storyline. So I was like, I don't want to see this again.
He's still going with the anyone but you storyline. Gimmick with him. He is. Yeah,
it hasn't been mentioned.
Yeah, he did it in the vignette.
Oh, okay.
Well, the one before he's like,
yeah, I really like
LA.
I really like that promo. Yeah, where he was just like, I think whether we hate each other or need each other, like we're destined to be around each other. Like I thought that was a very creepy, good way to push his character, and I thought it was good.
I thought that they were gonna walk up and just look at each other and maybe come to grips with what's going on. Like I didn't see like animosity when they got up the walk because it would have been more heated. They would have walked faster towards one another. Yeah. But like
maybe figuring each other out.
Yeah, I thought like a handshake. I thought it was gonna be like a handshake or like a pound or a fucking chest bump. I was like, yeah, they're gonna actually sit there and actually do some cool shit. But like it was perfect timing from Shane McMahon. I just thought I'd point those things out. But it was definitely a weird moment.
Yeah, for sure.
NXT commercial. That was pretty cool that they actually gave.
I didn't see it.
Okay, they gave Nakamura a commercial spot.
Oh, nice.
It's like NXT this Wednesday. Nakamura debuts on television. Like, really, y'all actually? That's good that y'all are actually going to give him that kind of rub. He's like, oh, come see American Alpha. Come do this. No, they put him over.
That's nice.
In a fucking USA nationally broadcast commercial.
And that's only going to help the network, too. I mean, they push the network so much. I mean, NXT would just be something on the network. So it makes total sense that they did that. That's kind of awesome. I watched it by other means. I didn't see it.
It was the entering, the beginning of Strong Style, like, Japan owned, like, Shinsuke Nakamura, which is even crazier, too. Because when that fucking Doc and Carl showed up, hearing fucking Michael Cole mention New Japan and IWGP was interesting stuff.
That was cool, yeah, and it was like JBL kind of played with it, saying like they were destroying the tag division in Japan, and then Michael Cole just said it, IWGP champions.
Yeah, tag champions.
That was cool. That was cool.
And he kind of almost botched it. I think he wanted to say IGWP.
Yeah.
Or something like that. You could say he had to step his way through it as if it was like a phone number he had to remember off the top of his head, like he had to remember the license plate. But like that caught me off guard. Like it just goes to show that anyone that thought that there was this heat on Jushin to do that thing in NXT, that has been blown out of water. I think there's a really great relationship between New Japan and WWE, and I think they probably got some. They got some money. I think WWE took care of them. Yeah, they had to. I mean, it's Triple H, man. He's doing it and doing that business, and I think he made it worth their while to let go their, the good grace.
Yeah,
they got the good grace, and they gave him the rub on fucking national television. It's like damn near 3 million people watching. They know IWGP.
Yeah, they know that those letters now and everything.
That's huge.
For sure. I didn't know. That's awesome. I think it's good to bring up wrestling outside of WWE because it's only going to make you seem bigger in comparison, and it's going to open people's eyes up. If they love wrestling, no matter what, they're definitely going to watch WWE.
Yes, they're going to watch it, but these people are coming over from great, and it's sad that the ROH thing fell through. I mean, it's really sad.
What?
The ROH relationship with WWE is crap right now.
Oh well, I mean, I think that's good. There's got to be competition.
But the relationship, I feel it's like they got a lot of great talent from ROH. So I'm thinking, they got some good business.
They didn't get them. They didn't leave Ring of Honor. They waited till their contracts ran out.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, I guess never mind. I mean, I guess the point I'm saying is there's still some talent over there. I think could be flooded in, and they can, the idea of mentioning other people, other things, like they won't ever mention TNA.
Sure.
But I still feel like if the relationship was still good between WWE and ROH, that they would probably mention ROH because that almost became like the OVW to a certain extent.
For sure, I think they had some indie matches on the CM Punk DVD and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and of course, if they're going to do some of these DVDs for these guys they have now, they're going to have to dive into someone else's library.
But it's ROH's fault. They dug themselves a grave.
I think
they're at fault.
The reason that they're here, though, at the level they're at, is because they've always hit it over the head that they are an alternative. And even though they're a far second, I think that the reason they're a second at all is because they've always stayed an alternative. Unlike TNA and things like that, where have come and I mean TNA is virtually, compared to what it was, gone. So I think if they just slowly go like that, that's our best chance of seeing an actual, maybe a competitive alternative.
No, but the reason I was talking about the bad blood between WWE and ROH is because of ROH tried to do some backhanded business doing Daniel Bryan stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we talked about this a couple of months ago, but yeah, they tried to. It was either Daniel Bryan or Kevin Owens. It was one of the two, but it was they went and tried to license something to sell it on the back, behind WWE's back, and WWE caught and was like, "What? Fuck y'all!" So that's why you're not hearing about guys from ROH thinking about going to WWE. It's not even in the.
Yeah, they probably get heat from Ring of Honor saying it.
Yeah. So Evolve became the new stable. They filtering that to NXT. So I mean, it's a shame.
Well, yeah. Well, the owner of Evolve, Gabe Zapolsky, had a big hand in getting Ring of Honor, and there was something that happened there. So Gabe has always been fuck Ring of Honor too. So they're kind of attacking him on all sides, underneath and
but they were actually sucking it up though. It took ROH to fuck it up, and I think maybe Gabe and maybe Triple H are just you know what? That's so good that happened. We wanted to cut ties with you motherfuckers for so goddamn long. So you know.
I mean, but did you like this main event match as a match, the Bray and Roman versus the League of Nations here?
Did I like? Wait a minute. Say that again. I'm sorry.
The main event match, the tag match that was in the main event, Roman Reigns and Bray versus Sheamus, Alberto Del Rio, and Rusev.
You're gonna skip the highlight reel?
Well, remember when we did the tag match, you were like, "Did you want to talk about Roman Reigns?" I was like, "We could talk about it all together."
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at my notes. Sorry about that, guys. That's podcast material. But I just loved. The only thing I really liked about this match was watching the transformation of heel Bray turn babyface, like right before our very eyes. Like, yeah, it was kind of awesome.
It was awesome, and I liked how they booked it very well here, where they waited for Rusev to get involved before they had the Wyatts come out, instead of just having the Wyatts come out. So it's like the Wyatts came and saved them, which is very face-like thing to do, very simple-like thing to do to help with psychology, to even push it more forward that this is what they're doing. And I think the fans are already like leagues ahead of them at this point. They're ready to see it. They were clamoring for it. And to see him compared to their guy, the guy, Roman Reigns with the belt and everything, and the reaction that Bray got from that, as opposed to Roman Reigns, it's not comparable. Like, Bray's ready to be a face.
My take on this is that Bray, this is, if not, like, the only other match that of Bray Wyatt that stands out to me, that really extremely, like, put him over, and I think one of his best matches, it was the Royal Rumble from 3 years ago, when he caught Daniel Bryan.
Oh yeah,
and the dive, and he fucking his Sister Abigail on him out of nowhere. That match itself was so great, and I haven't seen him in that kind of form in a while. He was out there taking bumps, like he was getting the babyface heat out there, taking bumps, and then he got that hot tag, man. That fucking hot tag, that place went nuts. He was running wild, and when he reversed the arm breaker into that Sister Abigail, and then he points to Sheamus. He's fucking like doing traffic.
Yeah.
To Roman Reigns, like, yo, that dude, like a quarterback, and he, bam, that fucking crowd lost it. And this is like the position he should have been in the first place. But it's from an interview that he gave, I think, on the Jericho podcast. He's like, yo, these motherfuckers don't know how to book the Wyatts. He said it. Like, he didn't care about the heat. My grandfather just died, man. I don't give a fuck. These guys don't know how to fucking book us. They need to do better, Almost like the Big Show when he was on the Stone Cold podcast. He's like, yep, they didn't know what to do with me. So I guess you're going to get more people speaking out, but if there was someone to speak out about his gimmick and how it should be done, it should be fucking Bray Wyatt, because he is a future star. He can be booked.
Organically over for years.
Any and all big matches, he lose.
Yeah.
He lose. And it's time for that to turn around. And if there was a time, it's now. Now, I don't mind a feud back with Roman Reigns if the idea is shifted. Like it not shifted, but turned around where it's Bray that's getting all the cheers, because he wasn't getting cheers like that versus Roman Reigns.
I'd want to see if it was
time.
Real slow, where he acted like he was helping Roman, got Roman to finally trust him, and then they turn him, or something like that.
I would say, and as much as I don't give a shit about a Roman Reigns heel turn, I would much hate seeing Bray turn heel at some point soon. Like, let him be babyface for a year. Like, let him ride this out. Turn any and everyone else except that guy, because that dude's money. Well, his character's awesome, and I think it works best in this sort of way.
I think we're just gonna. I think this was just maybe a one show storyline. If I had to make a guess, I think they're gonna have Roman start, turning his attention to AJ, and have Bray and the Wyatt family turn their attention to the League of Nations, at least for the pay-per-view.
I see a Zayn, as everyone's waiting to be, as the number one contenders await, right? They're starting a storyline with Zayn and AJ, right? Like, we'll get there, but I'm just saying, like, and I see Roman Reigns being in like this weird program, almost like it almost looks like it's going to be a Team Hell No kind of a thing going on here, where they're going to get involved. And someone asked me on Peter's Raw Recap, he's like, should Roman Reigns join the Wyatts? And it was, whatever. And I go, if anything, Roman Reigns needs the Wyatts. And the Wyatts need to get as far away from Roman Reigns as possible because he's like, well, Daniel Bryan did it. I said, well, they were trying to kill the momentum of Daniel Bryan by just throwing him into this
that
stable.
didn't work well.
And it backfired like shit. So now Roman Reigns is about to be Bray Wyatt. And he's going to try to suck the momentum out of Bray the way that Bray tried to suck the momentum out of Daniel Bryan. And it's not going to work the same way unless they're really going to fucking cheer that Bray gets so far away from Roman Reigns that it's not even fucking funny.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah.
It's dumb. This is going to be dumb to pair those two up. Yeah, because they're trying to get the heat from. They're trying to get the rub.
Well, that's why I don't think they're going to do it. I think League of Nations and Wyatt's 3-on-3, and then Roman Reigns taking it on all contenders is coming up. Because I think you can do an AJ, you can do a Jericho, and then by that time I think you'll get your Ortons back, and then you can.
Well, Jericho's in a program now.
Well, yeah, AJ now. Jericho later, maybe. I'm just saying you have a lot of options.
Actually,
or Owens.
When he came out to face Roman Reigns, I was like, I thought
that was gonna be it.
I was so excited for it. I was actually kind of excited for it.
I think I don't know why they didn't. They might do it. I think we'll see.
Because this is some of Jericho's best. You want to really get Roman Reigns over as a babyface? This is some of Jericho's best heel work.
Yeah, this highlight reel was really good this week.
My God, it's some of his best. So
interviewing himself.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's killing it.
He's funny.
Killing it. He's looking like I'm excited as fuck, ain't I? He's looking like Batista before he left,
Sure.
Like that fucking, it was like, the best heel work ever. And
someone with a real chip on their shoulder always does that.
They dropped the ball. WWE dropped the ball. They really wanted to get Roman Reigns over, get him cheered. They should have ran with him and Jericho.
I mean, there's, I'm not sure the contracts. There's still time to do that. But did you like the highlight reel from this week?
Not really.
No,
no. Not as much the highlight reel as I love Jericho. I'm always be a Jericho fan. Unlike Keita, apparently Keita can't stand his ass right now. He calls him like shirtless scarf guy. And Jay is like me and Jay were going back.
Dawn
and forth.
calls him Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi.
Yeah, she says she looks like Bon Jovi.
Well, they screamed at him. They were screaming. The LA crowd was screaming at him. The fake Bon fake Bon Jovi.
He does totally like that.
But
they have the same haircut. I mean, they're both playing a band, 80s band.
Yeah, so we'll see.
But then Dean comes out. They pair him with Dean here. I mean, they kind of been teasing this Dean and Jericho feud for a while. Like last time. Dean and Roman needed a partner. Jericho came out and there was tension there, but it's kind of been dropped since. We'll have to see. I mean, Dean's got his ass kicked by Brock. We're supposed to forget about that, but I do not think you can forget about that kind of ass whooping. So Dean needs a win, but I also want to see Jericho maybe elevate to a world title feud.
Yeah, nope. As soon as I saw Ambrose come out and I tweeted it. I haven't been tweeting a lot, but I tweeted this. Finally, Ambrose goes over. This is a program where he finally goes over, and I feel like Jericho's his heel is so great right now that I feel like it's like a supernova. It's going to burn out. Like I feel like this is going to be his last hurrah. It's so weird to even think that way because the guy works hard, this, that, and the other, but it smells like an exit. With all this new talent coming up, there's not going to be a lot of space. It'd be great to have him around as sort of like as a big brother, but he's been working the big brother for the past 3-4 years.
This is true. Maybe probably I would say a little longer than that, right? Like the Jera show and yeah. Like,
he didn't have to fucking hold Big Show's hand.
Yeah,
he had to hold Fandango's hand. He had to hold CM Punk's hand, whoever that guy was. He had to hold. You know what I'm saying? He was putting it there with young guys.
I wouldn't go that far, but. I see what you're saying. He definitely helped them get maybe mass appeal, mainstream appeal.
Yeah, and he went down in flames to every single last one. And I feel like if he was to do one more, I think his last quality put over, which I still think is crap because he said it. He's like, I'm not a guy who's agreeing to putting over young talent. I'm being booked to go over, for young talent to go over me. And he says, if it was up to me, I'll win every match. It's like, I'm not someone, he's one of the compliments he hates the most. That people think that he's out there going, yeah, I want to put over the young talent. Fuck that young talent. I'm trying to eat too. So, and then you look at what happened with AJ. My bold prediction had going into WrestleMania.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, he beat AJ at Mania, but then that was very odd booking. Like, AJ, if you're going to have AJ at the next pay-per-view, why not have him beat Chris Jericho? Or if you're going to have Chris Jericho beat AJ, why not have Chris Jericho? Like, to have it play out the way it played out makes no sense, but I think you're supposed to forget about WrestleMania. They didn't mention Brock when Dean came out. Of
course.
Shane McMahon still controls Raw, and if AJ Styles, the guy who lost, has the number one contender shot, and Zack Ryder wasn't even on the show.
Did you mention McMahon? Maybe I didn't hear you say McMahon.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
So AJ, and then you have it's just all.
But 2 weeks even before the Mania, we were already talking about how they were seeing Payback. They couldn't wait for Payback. They couldn't wait for fucking TLC. Like, can we just get out of this fucking bullshit?
Did you like the AJ Zayn match? I thought that was really fucking.
But
good.
to answer your question,
Sorry.
But to answer your question, the Ambrose Asylum now. That's the new Piper's Pit.
Do you think they're gonna do that?
Yes.
He just had,
and even that
maybe better graphics.
That foreshadows. If it's, they better not. They better keep it as fucking backwoods as possible. He comes out with a fucking cardboard with the shit written on it. It explains. I feel like that's a great way to sort of enhance the character. He's like, I'm not out here to fucking like with a fucking TV and a nice ring. Just give me something written on and just put like 2 chairs in the fucking ring. So that's another foreshadowing. The cancellation of the highlight reel. In comes Ambrose Asylum. So that was more, I feel like that was more of the thing. And the introduction to the Ambrose Asylum. You got Serious Jericho. I will bury you.
Yeah.
Ooh. The place was, ooh. Like, you better look at me when I'm talking to you, boy. See, you don't like my tie? Come on, man. You could have done it heated. It could have been a little more heated. You don't like my tie?
Yeah, I agree.
That was Cena right there. That was John fucking Cena.
Yeah, Dean is over with a lot of people. I like him. But I don't think he's as I think he's been lucky to get in the spots he's getting into with guys like feuding with Rollins, feuding with Bray, feuding with Brock. I think these are guys who can really help anybody. But I mean, I do like Dean. I'm not trying to bury him like Jericho is, but
said he would.
But yeah, I'm just. I'm holding out. I'm just watching. I'm not really.
This is Jericho's last hurrah. The more I think about it, the idea of the Ambrose Asylum coming through, and knowing that you look at what Ambrose Triple H went. He loses the Royal Rumble to Triple H. Triple H goes over him at Roadblock.
Sure.
He gets his ass handed to him all the way to WrestleMania, only to have his ass handed to him at WrestleMania. It's time for him to go over. It's not like going over Jericho. It's like going over fucking John Cena, though, right?
Yeah.
They'll never do anything worthwhile, and maybe this becomes the new Piper's Pit. Maybe this is what he's gonna get in there and become the agitator. He's gonna go in there if they can get him away from the sort of slapstick, sort of, don't take me serious, bro, kind of attitude. You're gonna talk serious to me. I'm going to redirect it to something humorous. It's just not going to work. He has to be pretty frustrated. I want to see a frustrated Dean Ambrose, an insane asylum, and I want to see that from him. This sort of John Cena slapstick shit is just not working for me.
I hear you there. Yeah, I definitely get that. But going to Zayn and AJ, I thought, like I said before, I thought this was a great match. I would say better than Owens and Cesaro on that same night, but they're both great. What did you think of this?
It was surreal. It was weird to see. I was like, no way in hell.
I really
is El Generico and fucking AJ Styles are fucking headlining and wrestling a fucking wrestling match, going balls to the wall on a fucking Monday Night Raw main event. Like I sat there, because normally I'm just kind of like on my iPad and just sort of like listening and eyes up every once in a while. I did just like this. I was like, I put that motherfucker down.
Oh yeah.
And I looked right at the screen.
That's
and I didn't pick up that motherfucker till it went to all the commercial breaks. I didn't pick up that phone once, or that pad once, until the match was over. And I walked over and did the recap. The recap. But my God, I was like, there's no way in hell that I'm gonna watch every piece of this match, because it's the beginning. What I said at the beginning, the Pandora's box opening to this style. This is the new WWE. This is the new youth movement. This is Razor Ramon. This is Heartbreak Kid. This is
You're saying this is the new generation?
Stone Cold. This is Bret Hart. Bye bye Macho Man. Bye bye Hogan.
Sure.
Bye bye Brutus the Barber Beefcake. This is and they up the ante with the wrestling style. And I feel like, man, like I thought NXT was supposed to slow these motherfuckers down. They went out there and was like, fuck NXT. You ain't slowing me down. They came through that. They went, not only, they didn't walk through the front door in this match. They busted down the wall. And it's like, oh my God. You think the Divas Revolution was something that's really awesome? But let these guys take the reins. Let these guys show you what a fucking revolution is. And I can't put this over enough. I expect something like this down at NXT. I expect something like this in New Japan and their shit, their big events and ROH, but never, and I say never, to the likes of this match that we saw on that show. I never saw that coming. Ever.
Yeah, I really liked here. I've never seen it before, where they do that spot a lot in the indies where the guy will be on the apron and comes out with a big boot to the guy on the floor. But AJ went for the big boot, but then did the sliding knee. I thought that was a real smooth way to do, to add your little twist to something that you're kind of just used to seeing. Kind of just like it becomes like a collar and elbow tie up, unless you do a little tweak like that, and then you get the big pop. I just really liked it. The big sunset flip here. I thought Sammy. What'd you think of this match here?
Because here's the thing. I fucking, because I put my phone down, I didn't write notes. The only thing I got on here is damn. I can show you, man. Right here. Oh, fuck. I'll show you guys. If you're on YouTube, you can see me. I'm going to show you what my notes say about this match. I'm going to get it close. Hopefully I could. It just says. Wait. Touch that right there. It just says, damn. and AJ forearm. Because I refused to touch my phone during the match. I refused to write notes. I just wanted to take it all in.
AJ wins with the springboard forearm.
Beautiful.
1, 2, 3.
That was gorgeous.
Looking pretty strong. Going against Roman at Payback. I'm very interested in that Payback match. I think AJ knows how to work guys like Roman Reigns, wrestling guys like Abyss all the time in TNA. I think this is a good dynamic here to have at your pay-per-view.
Man. This is Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns all over again. And however, if you keep AJ face or you turn him heel, I don't know. I don't fucking care. All I want to be is proven wrong. That by fucking next year WrestleMania, that he is only confined to the idea of being in the over-the-top Andre the Giant Battle Royal. If Roman Reigns is becoming the new John Cena, if he's going to take the reins and be the guy, mm-hmm. What happens when Cena goes up against people? When, oh yeah, they're getting the rub, they're going to do this, and then what happens after the feud with Cena?
With Roman and Cena?
No. Like anybody who faced Cena. Like over the past couple of years when you're like, oh my God, this guy's going to get the rub. This guy's going up against the big match. They get the main event. And you go up against Cena, 5 moves. LOL, Cena wins. What happens to the guy?
Well, Cena is...
They sink to the bottom of the ocean.
You know what happened? Cena's not looking like he's got his new show on Fox. WWE's not...
That's not what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, but they're not promoting it, and he's been there for 12, 13 years. It might be time for Cena to maybe kind of...
but that's not the argument I'm saying.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, AJ Styles going up against Roman Reigns, it doesn't look good for him moving forward. They're going to fucking use him to get over Roman Reigns just like any other person that was trying to get over Cena, but Cena fucking like, LOL, Cena wins.
Yeah.
They fell by the wayside. They dropped not only to the mid-card, they dropped under the mid-card.
Well, I mean, I guess that's where like maybe hope comes into play. It hasn't happened yet, and what we've said is like these past few Raws, it looks like they're kind of saying sorry, and we do have a lot of new faces that could interfere in the match, setting up something big.
Kita's listening right now, and she knows what I'm about to say.
Let's hear it.
Because we watched the show.
Yeah, you were just talking about how it looks like they were saying sorry. So let's see what happens.
What I'm saying is they're opening up a Pandora's box that's be hard to close.
Maybe.
I didn't say it's going to stay open. I said it's hard to close. They're going to try to shut that shit. Where it's like, again, I feel like this is more of a work. This is not like a revolution. I mean, it's being seen, but it's not going to resonate. You're going to have the same guys or the same type of guys on top in a certain format that Vince McMahon wants. He's begrudgingly doing this. When he got into that fucking limo and he cut his promo about this being a sinking ship, what he's saying is like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give in and begrudgingly give you marks, you grown-ass men, what you want, and watch my business sink. And then when we're going to show you that what you want isn't going to make money. And I go, I don't want to see that. I want this to prosper. I want it. But I watched the show. We've been here a million times, and I don't see anything changing in terms of things moving forward. AJ Styles is a sponge. He's a heat sponge. He's someone who's going to get Roman Reigns over for credibility purposes, and then he's going to fall down the card, and he's going to be facing fucking Tyler Breeze.
I mean, that would be a way better match than Roman Reigns.
But it ain't about the match. You know what Tyler Breeze is? He's a walking eye roll.
Well, I mean, I totally see where you're coming from, but it hadn't happened yet. There has been guys like Daniel Bryan, like CM Punk, who no matter what they did could get over. There's been guys like Kofi Kingston who could, right when they're getting stale for years, they reinvent themselves with guys like the New Day and everything. So, I mean, there's exceptions to both rules we're playing here. But I mean, I'd like to hold out hope for something that hasn't happened yet. And as much as that's always, they've come up short. We'll see what happens. What do you think of all Seth Green in attendance in LA?
Well, he's part of the cartoon. He's making the WWE camp. What do they call it? Camp WWE.
Well, I mean, he helps with Family Guy, helps with Robot Chicken, so that kind of makes sense. He's a WWE fan.
He's a WWE fan, but he's definitely. But I can't wait to see what he does with that Camp WWE. That looks funny. It looks. When I first saw it was coming, I thought it'd be like sort of like Nickelodeon kid friendly, but it's actually like.
No, I'm blowing up over there.
No, it's fucking. It's tax time.
It is tax time.
It's tax time, and College Foundation wants its money because when I file my taxes, I'm not going to get my money. It's going straight to government.
Wow, we're going inside here. You're gonna find out a lot of dirt on the host.
Yeah, this is dirt, all right. I'll be all right though. But he's working on that, and it's turned into like an adult cartoon. And to hear all the original voices, I can't wait to this day.
It reminds me a lot of, there was like a show called like History High School on MTV a few years ago, like a decade ago, and it had like John F. Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln and Gandhi all in this high school.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and it's drawn a little bit like the same way. So I think if it's anything like that show was funny, so I think this show
is going to, it's going to be great. And it's great to hear. It's one of the things I felt like, one of the things we'll just drop the ball in terms of personality and how it could be used in cartoon was the Macho Man. He did one of the Dexter Laboratory had a spin-off show called Dal Infa Monkey, and there's an episode called Wrasslin, right, where Macho Man plays this wrestler going to different universes, wrestling into the greatest, and if they can't defeat Wrasslin, he destroys their planet.
That's amazing.
You've never seen this cartoon?
No.
Do yourself a favor, and it's I think it's on I'm pretty sure it's not on YouTube. I think it's on Daily Motion or something.
For sure.
Just type Dal Infa Monkey and type in Wrasslin, you'll find it, man. And it's it's the voice of Macho Man.
That's awesome.
And it's one of the greatest wrestling related things in a show that I've ever seen. And Macho Man's voice, why hasn't he done more cartoons? So you're looking at the preview of it, and you see the Jake the Snake, right? You see Ric Flair,
sure.
you see Vince McMahon, you know, and
Triple H,
and I'm yes. I would only hope that they would use this platform, this cartoon, to use for the more
adult humor here.
Well, the more charismatic voices that they have for the company to do voiceovers and cartoon jobs.
It's a way that these older guys who have great promos, can use their voices.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't want it? Who wouldn't want it? Road Dogg. I could see him doing a cartoon.
Yeah, because it's all the eras combined into one. You can definitely have season after season, all types of characters.
Or even Sheamus.
Yeah.
You you just turn on a fucking Saturday morning cartoon, and then all of a sudden you hear Sheamus's voice as one of some Scottish character. So
sure.
I think Becky Lynch the same way. I think she has the ideal cartoon voice. Or even Sasha Banks.
Yeah, totally.
I could see it working.
I want to watch it. Yeah, I want to watch it. I'm not excited about much WWE Network shows, but I'm gonna at least treat a little bit to watch it. But not much left on Raw here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, R-Truth and Goldust with Dr. Phil.
Without Dr. Phil. He showed up. He's like, I got nothing for these motherfuckers. Because he's Dr. Phil. He can fix anything. There's no problem he can't fix. Except that one.
Yeah. They're gonna be going up against the Vaudevillains on SmackDown.
They're dropping the ball on that one. Okay, so we've been sitting here for 8 weeks now, 9 weeks now with this shit, and the payoff, there's no payoff. There's been no, unless they did it on a SmackDown that I didn't watch.
I didn't read any spoilers of SmackDown, but that might be a good way to move the Vaudevillains up, is to have some dysfunction between R-Truth and Goldust be the storyline.
How did they agree? Because I don't remember seeing that Goldust agreed to actually be a tag team partner with them.
I think they've. I'm not. Yeah,
it must have been on last week's SmackDown because I didn't watch last.
I'm not sure on the continuity. Yeah, but I think they're going back and forth.
Not last week.
But Goldust even said they're not tag team partners.
Yeah, but all of a sudden they're tag team partners.
We'll
what
see.
the fuck? This is This is classic WWE.
Yeah,
And
then we had Apollo for the second week, taking out Adam Rose with Bo Dallas at ringside. He does that one, is the twisting sit down power bomb. I don't care how many times I see that move. That move is awesome.
He didn't do it the first week though.
He did.
He stood up. It was a botch.
He
stood up, and I think it was this moment where he the guy he's green. He's green in this sort of moment. And the first week when he didn't sit down, I was like, something's off. And then he kind of stood there, this awkward stand. But then he came to SmackDown. He sat down. He did the sit down.
He doesn't always. His last NXT match with Eliza Sampson, he didn't do the sit down. He just threw him. So maybe the bigger guys, he kind of does differently. But then he was wrestling Tyler Breeze, so I'm not sure. Maybe you'll have to watch.
I think he choked. I think he fucked that up.
Probably he is. He is. I think maybe 3 years in the business.
Yeah. It's going to take some time, and to say he botched is not an insult. It's
It's the truth.
You gotta fuck up. You gotta be thrown out there. The best way to learn how to drive a stick is in 5 o'clock traffic. Just hope you don't crash.
Yeah, I thought they pushed the new guys they put on last week. I think they did a real good job of putting them over this week. After the Puerto Rico vignette we had with the Los Matadores, we had a Baron Corbin vignette.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I thought it was good because I thought it was Baron Corbin's not a very good talker, I would say, but if you can break up his talking and put a lot of production into it, like the WWE is very good at doing, I think it makes it sound like a great promo, and I think that's what they did.
Baron Corbin and Roman Reigns are essentially the same person.
Yeah,
honestly.
I totally agree.
They cut the same promo.
Well, they were taught same from the ground up by the same people, talk.
God, I hate that style of promo. I hate it so much.
Yeah, the real slow promo that drags on. I mean,
it's the cool. You try to be cool,
but it was cool. I think I think Roman. I think Scott Hall and Kevin Nash could pull it off in '96. Triple H always wanted to be that charismatic, so he tried it. So now that he's teaching guys, he's teaching them like that in a way that he's copycatting to begin with. If you had Kevin Nash, you had Scott Hall in the Performance Center day after day, I think they could maybe do it right and get it over. This is just speculation here.
You know what it is though? What you're saying is like, Steph Curry. What's the deception of Steph Curry is that like he's kind of like an everyman's kind of guy. He's not that tall. He's just a kind of average guy.
Yeah, he's not like LeBron James. Definitely, like you said, like he can play every position on the court. Not everyone's that athletic,
or win that kind of a gene sweepstakes.
Sure.
The genetic sweepstakes. But he's like this dude. He looks like a guy that you're walking down like Walmart. You see him like looking at chips.
Yeah.
But he's out there like hitting threes. Now threes aren't that far fetched of a thing to do, right? But at that rate. Like the way he's doing is unreal.
Sure.
But because it's him, that it looks unreal. Like people think they can play like Steph Curry. Yeah. No, only Steph Curry can play like Steph Curry.
For sure.
So I bring up this analogy to say, they're wanting to sound like Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and I go, no, only Scott Hall can sound like Scott Hall. Only Kevin Nash can sound like Kevin Nash.
Yeah, I think that's why it's not working, but I think that's how they're being taught, and I don't think these guys watched wrestling growing up, so they don't have like a lot of knowledge to pull from. They only know what they know.
It don't matter. I think if there was a juice, right, that you can buy and you can play exactly like Michael Jordan, right? Then everyone would buy that juice and drink and play like Michael Jordan. But not everyone can play like Michael Jordan. Not everyone can play like LeBron James. Those people play like them. If it was that easy to play like them, everyone would play like them.
Well, yeah, I think that's the flaw.
Yeah, and if anyone thinks that if Razor Ramon getting over was so easy, then everyone would be Razor Ramon. No, not everyone can be Razor Ramon. There's only one person that can be Razor Ramon, that's Razor Ramon.
Well, you got to teach this. I think our listeners know that. You just got to teach it to old Triple H down there at the Performance Center.
Well, Triple H needs to get a grip and understand that he's in a laboratory right now.
Yeah,
he's the what do you call it? The center. What is it called?
Performance Center.
The Performance Center is nothing but a petri dish, and it's a laboratory. And he's mixing formulas and things of that nature to create superstars. So you can these people are there to be experiments. So, stop trying to rehash old gimmicks and old themes, that from prior people. And it's one thing to be the New Age Outlaws and Kaz and Enzo, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, they got the shtick. For some reason, they've remixed it and made it their own. But that's like, once in a blue fucking moon that something like that can happen, right?
For sure.
The Revival, okay, they're supposed to be like the fucking Ole and Arn Anderson and some shit, but like to a certain degree, it still comes off kind of forced. Those guys can be something else outside of trying to rehash what's already been. To create new stars, you have to have new gimmicks. You have to have new perspectives. Because if this new wrestling is coming, then you have to have new stars in new ways and not have rehashes. Okay, you got the Ultimate Warrior, a little bit of Bayley, a little bit of Asuka, but they've made it into their own.
Sure.
But just blatant ripoffs need to chill the fuck out, or you're not going to create new stars. You're just going to have more Tyler Breezes and shit.
I think they definitely brought Baron Corbin up really quickly, but he at the same time he was getting stale in NXT, so it was kind of a limbo that they did. But have little bits of him and vignettes and things, and push him, and have guys like Ziggler to have him work with him. I think that's the best case scenario you can have for Baron Corbin.
I still think Ziggler's the worst pick they could have had, and I almost think that like they came to realization like I don't think that's too good of an idea. We're gonna keep these motherfuckers off TV, but at the same time they had to bring out the new bloods. The other new bloods, there wasn't space, especially with what they did with the Divas spot tonight, because there was only one Divas match today.
Natty and Charlotte was pretty good.
Yeah, and that's all they had room for. So outside of like the Doc Gallows and Anderson.
They called him Luke Gallows.
Gallows.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, the guy they fired from the Heart.
Yeah, they didn't mention that. They didn't mention that.
I wish they would bring Serena back. I was so in love with Serena, man. Serena Deb.
Yeah, we'll see. Well,
oh, she's so hot, man, and she could wrestle too. And by the time that they was opening up, they were talking and stuff. You know, they got canned.
The Straight Society was great shit.
Diss of the week, fucking Emma. Emma and you sent me that. You sent me that shit, right?
What?
The stealing by it was the Becky Lynch WWE back exclusive, and she's shooting on Emma, and I think
oh no, I haven't seen this.
And the guy, I think it was Tom Phillips, like, hey, so what do you think about Emma saying that you stole her opportunity? She's like, well, I'm not the one that steals.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, so you got any final words before we get the hell out of here? I mean, like anything, like last impressions. I feel like I just spit out my last impressions. You didn't get your chance.
I think it's a good overall good Raw. I think it plays off of last week. I think if I can just take my head out of what happened at Mania having to matter, I think starting out these two Raws are going in a good spot. And I mean, I said it on Twitter. I'll take bad booking and good wrestling any day. It's better than kind of bad wrestling and bad booking. So I think with the wrestling this high and this great, I can kind of forgive and forget all the little things.
You forgive and forget a lot, bro.
Yeah, you got.
You're like one of the biggest. Like, what is it? You make so many excuses for the WWE. It's not even funny.
I mean,
I'm calling you out.
Well, you know how you say you watch a show. I know it can only be what it can be.
You gotta want better, man.
I agree. That's why I am wanting better. I do say these things that I hope for, like all these things happening.
You're not. I'm saying
I don't complain about it until it happens.
Are you saying I'm complaining? Are you saying that I'm complaining? Are you calling me out? Are you saying that I'm complaining?
I wasn't saying anything about you, but it's interesting.
Is you saying something? Is you saying something?
I'm just saying, me personally, I try to wait until it happens to complain about it.
I am a realist, not a realtor. I sell shirts, not houses. So, by the way, you want your own city and a table. Shameless plug. Cutthemusic.etsy.com. I got a new shirt for your ass next week, buddy.
Hell yeah.
I got a great shirt for you next week, dog.
That's what's up.
So I hope you'll see next Wednesday,
we'll see.
The greatest shirt of all time.
Hell yeah. And before next Wednesday, though, if you want to catch up on NXT Fast in the World podcast at JG Pro Wrestling, talk to me on Twitter, soundcloud.com/JG Pro Wrestling to listen to the Fast in the World. Fuck yeah.
PJTW Central content. We got it stripped down now to just the 3 things. Peter's Raw Recap, which is a YouTube exclusive thing. Now, I do it live. I take questions. It's pretty fun. Shout out to all the homies. Justin and what does he go by? JSB, the true JSB. Shout out to Ronnie S. Shout out to a couple of other guys. But yeah, shout out to y'all. Thanks for joining me. We also have Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling this every Wednesday.
For sure.
And then you have Peter's Raw
Recap.
But Peter Talks SmackDown. I'm so hungry right now. Peter's Talks SmackDown, and just this past weekend, again at the beginning, I talked about the ride along interview shoot or fucking Peter Talks Wrestling with Terrence T.O. Polk. Make sure you check that out. And when it comes to any and all our stuff, you can do all these things. You can add. You can follow me on YouTube. I gotta get through this. You can follow us on Twitter, PJTW Central and Ellen Japanese, LINJAPANESE, JG Pro Wrestling.
Hell yeah.
You can hit the subscription button below to follow what's going on here, and at the same time with what they got doing here over at Fast in the World Podcast. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down. If there's stars, give us a rating. You can leave a comment below, and you can also do the most important thing, and that is share. Sharing is caring, folks. On your Twitter, on your Instagram, on your Facebook, on your Tumblr, on any and every piece of social media that's out there, or even on your Snapchat, please share what we got going on here, because this is a labor of love.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
It's a labor of love. So, without further ado, any last words? Any last words?
Watch out. No, I'm not gonna steal it.
Go ahead, do it now.
Watch out for this foreign object.
You dumbass. Peace.